What's up, guys? Welcome back to Crypto Empire, where we dominate the crypto market. My name is Connor, and this is another live stream. A lot has taken place in the market, and we need to go through these charts and get down to business, update the levels, and I want to let you guys know what I'm seeing here. My trading plan going forward in the immediate short term, as we do head into a new quarter for the year, as well as a new month. June is wrapping up. The month of June flew by. So anyways, let's get right into this live stream and start off like we always do with our crypto market overview. Big shout out to everyone in the live chat already smashing up the like button. Appreciate you guys. Now let's get right into things. At the current moment in time, we have Bitcoin trading at $106,940. We have Ethereum hitting a weekly supply level today, and it is now down to 2,400. And in general, the damage that was done on altcoins with the situation over the weekend with Iran and Israel, it's still not repaired. So I know there's a lot of excitement at the moment. I know I made this thumbnail and this live stream title very bullish. However, I'm actually pretty bearish at the moment, and I'm going to explain why. And the main thing especially is bearish on alt for the time being, because altcoins have a lot of damage to repair and they're just not repairing it. So as we get into these charts, I'll explain this in further detail. But I know there's a lot of talk that, this is the trend reversal and, we're about to blast off altcoin season, all of these things. I'm just going to let you guys know what I think here in this stream, and I want to go through all of the details in these charts. Looking at the Crypto Bubbles Top 100. Well, we do have a sea of red out there at the current moment in time. Let's get right into these charts, guys, and go over exactly what is happening. Okay, so the first thing that I want to go through is USDT dominance. So basically, the last time we were live, it was over here on Saturday, the 21st. And what did I say then? I said it's going to go up to 5.25%. Okay, that's the next level. We want to look for the rejection from there. We want to use this for confluence for altcoin bottoms. What happened? It went exactly to 5.25%, and we saw a rejection from that point. Okay, so whatever, we got that one correct. But now what's going to happen, right? We can't rest on our laurels, as the saying goes. So what we have playing out right now, what am I looking at? As you can see, we have a one-day demand zone down here at 4.76%. This got hit yesterday. It got hit again today. Okay. So USDT dominance down here at this level, 4.76%. This is an important one-day demand zone, as we can see just here. Of course, if the market is going to continue higher, USDT dominance needs to continue lower, and it needs to get back down below the monthly open. So for all the bulls out there, you should be looking for USDT dominance to clear 4.76% and head lower. Now, as you can see, I do have a 12-hour level marked here. Okay, we have a fresh 12-hour level inside of this big daily fair value gap. This is at around 4.9% up to 4.95%. All right, this guy right here. I would be looking at the current moment in time here in the immediate short term for USDT dominance to come up into this 12-hour level. Okay, this does mean altcoins, Bitcoin as well, likely headed lower here in the immediate short term. From there, we want to watch for a rejection, and we want to watch for signs of continuation for this chart to go lower. That needs to happen for the bulls, okay? You need this chart, of course, to go lower, especially if Bitcoin's going to go blast off to a new all-time high right now after taking out the lows. We're going to look at Bitcoin right now. Main thing to take away before we move away from this chart. Okay, we hit that 5.25% level perfectly, that previous swing high. Saw the rejection. We had a huge bounce on altcoins, 20 to 30% across the board. And they essentially came right back up to resistance right when USDT dominance came into this daily supply zone. Look for it to move into the 12-hour. And if you're bullish, you want to long altcoins at that point up here at 4.9 to 4.95%. Let's move on to Bitcoin. Here's Bitcoin. On the daily time frame, right? On Sunday, we swept all the lows of the range. We went really deep into the weekly fair value gap, and we actually reversed right at our level at 98K that we've had marked on the chart for weeks at this point. What is this level at 98K? It was a 23-hour order block, right? We go to the 23-hour time frame. just to go over this. Obviously, it already played out. It already happened, but this stuff works, right? I had this little order block in the 23-hour marked out for weeks. What ended up being the exact bottom of this big move, this big fear move over the weekend? It was right there at that 98K level, okay? So currently, we have Bitcoin. We can kind of get rid of this. I'm just going to delete this daily fair value gap because that's totally used up at this point, right? But anyways, what we have going on right now on BTC is we are essentially trading in, this is just a range, okay? We're trading in a range, and price moves through the range quickly, okay? Like straight up, kind of straight down through the range, back up, back down. It's just oscillating in this range currently, and we're now moving back up towards the premium, the highs of the range. So I want to make it quite clear. If Bitcoin is going to break out and make a new all-time high, it absolutely must, of course, get above right here at 108,000 to the previous week high to around 109K. This is a very, very important level for Bitcoin to get above here. This weekly candle is going to be really important. It's also going to line up with the monthly close of June. It needs to close strong in June. If it does not close strong in June, it does open up the door for significantly lower. It opens up the door for down here at the next level lower, in the lower $90,000 levels. The yearly open, the CME gap at 92,500, everything we've discussed at length here on these streams. If Bitcoin does not close the weekly and the monthly candles significantly, like it is right now, preferably even above 108K, we're not going to new all-time highs, okay? So this must happen. We must see Bitcoin close the weekly strong and close the monthly strong. It's not too shabby right now. It doesn't look bad. But there's still some time left in this week and a little bit of time left in the month. Now, for the scenario I just went over on USDT dominance going up to that 12-hour level, right, up here at 4.90%, what we want to look for on Bitcoin is for it to move down into this level of demand, okay? And what do we have on the 12-hour time frame again? We have this partial order block, okay? I have it drawn from wick to wick right now. However, if we're going to be really specific, we would take it from this candle wick to this body high from the 21st of June, Saturday. And this is at $102,000. 102K is a 12-hour level. So for all the bulls out there, this is big resistance. Understand this. I really doubt we're going to see price just break through and like go right up here to 110, 112K. I really, really doubt that right now. Confluence with USDT dominance is telling me that this is likely going to move down into this 12-hour level at 102K. If you're bullish, you buy this with the expectation it's going to go make a new all-time high. Simple, okay? Your invalidation is the lows over here that were created this past weekend at around 98,000. So if you're bullish, this is your trade to new all-time highs. It's a pretty simple setup, risking like 5%. And remember our fib extensions. Okay, we still have the target zone. These are our fib extensions, the 0.27, the 0.618, 119K to 131K. If you're bullish, this is the trade. Okay, move into the 12-hour at 102, expecting that to lead to immediate kind of highs. Quick blast off. This is the ideal scenario. I would love to see this happen. Okay, however, I think it's unlikely. But I would love to see it happen. And if this opportunity does present itself, I will look to take this long into new highs. As of right now, it's simply a waiting game, being that we are at resistance. Okay, we're stalling right up here at 108K. Again, with USDT dominance, we should look for that confluence down to 102. And then from there, it's a very, very important level. Monday mid-range as well for more confluence. Pull a fib. We also got the 50% and the 61.8 in the level, all in the 12-hour level. So there's many reasons to be bullish at 102K essentially. If we see that move, it makes sense to look for a long to new all-time highs, okay? With an obvious, clear invalidation beneath the lows. We're going to play it by ear. All right, because if it loses 102, I think it's going to spill over pretty badly down to the low $90,000 levels. What does that mean for altcoins? It's not a good thing, lads. It's not a good thing at all. It's actually very bleak. It's pretty depressing. But hey, the positive part of it is it's not really anything different than what's been happening for the past, few years. Basically, since March 2024, when altcoins concluded their big rally. For the most part, they've just been kind of down only. So I just said, yeah, it doesn't look great for altcoins, but the positive is it's just the same thing that's been happening now for over a year straight. It's just altcoin demolition. Let's keep moving through these majors. Now on Ethereum. So Ethereum currently is back beneath Monday's high. By the way, Bitcoin is still trading well above Monday's high, guys. Another reason I am expecting a move back inside of the Monday range to the mid-range, okay? Our Monday high on Bitcoin is at 106,000. We're still trading above that. Altcoins, Ethereum, basically every other coin in the market deviated the Monday high and came back lower, but Bitcoin hasn't. Bitcoin is lagging behind the altcoins right now. It is severely lagging behind the altcoins. And yeah, I mean, look for a move to $102,000. Back to Ethereum. So we had the move. We have a weekly supply level that just formed here at the start of June. Right? Pretty obvious to see. I mean, we had a huge bullish move inside of it. We had 5 basing candles, right? And then a large move down. So this left an imbalance. It left more sellers than buyers up here at $2,500. Really, the specific level is $2,510 up to $2,550. Right, it left the supply zone, an imbalance, more sellers than buyers, pushed the price lower. Now today, what happened? We wicked right into that weekly supply level with a high of $2,520 on the Binance spot chart. Okay, we wicked right into weekly supply. We also, right, we cleared the Monday high, another classic Monday high deviation back inside, all right? So this was the short. At this moment in time, if you didn't catch this short, you do nothing and you simply wait. Why? Well, because you missed the entry in supply. If you miss the entry in supply or demand, you don't take the trade. You have to be pinpoint. You have to be specific. Otherwise, you will get punished by the market. Anyways, what do we see playing out from here, lads? Well, likely we will see, with USDT dominance again, expecting to move up here to 4.9% on the 12-hour, this level. That's short-term going to be bearish for altcoins. So currently, I would be looking for a move back down, similar to Bitcoin, to the Monday mid-range. If not, this level over here that's already marked, the weekly open, at around $2,200. All right, so the play right now just happened earlier today, right, was to short above 2,500. That's done now, okay? That opportunity's gone. Likely we are going to see continuation to 2,300, potentially 2,200. From there, right, you monitor the situation basically. Because this could lead to a reversal, and then we see a move back up to the highs at 28. Could happen. Or we could actually lose these levels and come down and hit this $2,000 level on Ethereum that hasn't been hit yet. Right, the big one that got front ran over the weekend. It's on the table, guys. $2,000 Ethereum and even lower, right? 1,900 to like 1,830 is on the table right now. Quarterly open down here at 1,822. That's on the table. Quarterly opens on altcoins are still on the table if they did not get hit yet. So I know, like, this is everyone at this point, if you're still in crypto and you're trading crypto and you're on top of this, you have multiple sources of information. That's obvious, right? Some people right now are super bullish and they're expecting new highs. Some people like myself are not. Okay? So you need to make the decision at the end of the day, right? You come here to my channel, you watch my analysis, and then you make your own decision, of course. the way it looks right now is not very strong for altcoins specifically. Bitcoin is the only coin essentially that's back above its major pivot. Okay? Right, for Bitcoin, the major pivot was down here at the range lows at 100K. It lost that pivot, but it reclaimed it with a lot of strength. If you go look at all the altcoins, right? Here's Ethereum. I mean, Ethereum is actually just above that pivot, but it needs to clear this weekly supply level. In order for Ethereum to pump, it must have a daily, preferably a weekly close above 2550, 2560, $2,560. It must get back above that weekly supply level that we just discussed. But if we go look at these altcoins, here's Doge, right? Remember all those supports I was talking about through the past streams, like this important pivot level, support resistance flip. Doge is below it. XRP back above, one of the stronger ones. Cardano still, it got saved over here, but really important level was over here at around 60 cents, still trading below it. Link just reclaimed its pivot. Go look at something like CRV, well below the pivot. This thing is super weak, right? I think CRV is likely going to continue lower down towards this daily level at 42 cents. Tau, super weak as well. I shared this trade inside of the Crypto Empire Mastermind just the other day over here. On the 24th, right? When Tau was above its Monday high in daily supply. Just here, right? So there's no reason to be bullish. This is a bearish retest, right? You have the range low over here. You had the support level. Price breaks down through it. It came directly back up into that support resistance flip. It also formed a fresh supply zone right here at $350. But everyone was so happy about the peace talks between Iran and Israel. Everyone's so happy. Oh my God, yes, all the war FUD is over. Meanwhile, all these coins did was they lost support. Now they just went in and put a bearish retest into supply and they got rejected from it, okay? And like I said, right, I shared this ahead of time. This is stuff I've been watching. This is stuff I've been telling you here on these streams, right? How many times did I go over this level at 350 for Tau? And I said if it breaks down, it's going to get ugly. Well, it broke down. It back tested the pivot. It got rejected. And it's kind of just floating in Monday's range right now. There's no bullish posture for many altcoin charts. Tau is super weak. Like CRV I just showed you is super weak. They can't reclaim their pivots. They can't reclaim these key support resistance flips. I would love to be a moon boy and be up here and be like, yeah, guys, we're going to new all-time highs, Tau to 1,000 tomorrow. It's just not the reality at all. At all. Okay, so I don't want to be too bearish, but the charts are too bearish, okay? So you guys come here for the real stuff, you're getting it right now, right? These Tau especially, right? Tau is probably the most tracked and traded coin I have personally, right? Go off on a little bit of a tangent here. You'll hear people that have worked for funds, hedge funds, quant firms, New York, Chicago, whatever. They repeat the same things. Many of them say that their entire strategy is just piggybacking off of whales and just kind of scraping off of whales. That's basically that's what I do with Tau, right? Like I said, Tau is the coin I trade the most. You learn to just kind of move with them, and all you need to do is scrape a little bit off the whale's backs, and you can earn a very, very good, living income, whatever. Tangent concluded. But keep that in mind. You have all these people trading all these different coins. They have thousands of coins on their, not thousands, but maybe they have 50 coins on their watch list. When in reality, if you just learned one market and learned how the whales operate in one market, your success rate will probably increase substantially. Less is truly, truly more in the trading game. Anyways, back to this chart. This is textbook stuff. Monday high in a daily supply zone. Explained all here. What do? Okay, you look for the rejection. You get the rejection. If we go to the 1 hour time frame, these lower time frames, right, we have something over here at around 3, price reverse at like 315. The weekly open down here at like 306 it's an important support level for Tau. Okay, but understand, this is the same analysis that I've been telling you now for a while. It's the same analysis I shared with you on Saturday. And I'm going to repeat it again. With these support levels lost on Tau, that's $350. The range lows are certainly on the table. And the range lows for Tau, if we just use our eyes, the range lows for Tau, they're down here at the bottom of the range. I know it might sound crazy, it might be complicated rocket science, but the range lows are at the bottom of the range. That's at $250. There's another level at $210. The current price is $318. All right, so I have a bearish posture. Why? Because all the stuff that I've been discussing here in the streams has happened. It lost 350, came back, retested, got rejected, likely now to head towards the range lows. If this is going to be saved, what must happen? If my bearish posture is going to be invalidated, what needs to happen? Similar to Bitcoin having a really convincing close above like 107, 108, Tau needs to trade above these highs over here at 370. Okay, it needs to trade above 370. It needs to reclaim, first of all, the 350 level, and it needs to trade above the highs. These wick highs are like 370. If it cannot start trading and holding 370 as support, we're going down to Goblin Town at the range lows. And it's as simple as that. Don't try and fight it, right? That's just what's on the table. So Dogecoin as well, right? Dogecoin is another like really weak asset, another really weak altcoin. Very similar to Tau, where you had, call it the pivot, call it the critical support level, call it whatever you want. Just understand the importance of it, right? And for Doge, that's over here at around 16.5 to 17 cents, right? Look at how this support level was holding for a long time. And then what happened this weekend, we broke through support. All right, we bounced hard on Sunday, right? They announced that the war was over in the Middle East and like they're going to stop firing rockets at each other. So the market pumps. Where does it pump into? Same thing as Tau. It pumped into a fresh supply level. Also, the main thing, because it didn't really reach supply, but the main thing was using Monday's range. Okay, price pumped back above Monday's high, several wicks, back testing that previous support, now resistance, rejected from it. So for Doge to be really bullish and for it to invalidate this weakness and to repair this damage done on this chart, because losing this support over here at 16.7 is a lot of damage that needs to be repaired quickly. The way for that damage to be repaired is to see Dogecoin reclaim these wicks, which is also the May 2025 monthly open. Call it 17 cents. Dogecoin needs to reclaim 17 cents or it's cooked for a while. Where would it go? Where would it go, lads? It would come down here. It would come down here into this weekly. This is from 11.5 to 12.3 cents. You'll have another crazy opportunity to buy Doge if it cannot quickly get back above 17 cents. All right? So if you guys are like following along, taking notes, things like that, very important for Doge to get back above 17.2, because if not, it is cooked and it's coming down to 12 cents. We can keep going through these. So there is Solana. A lot of people for sure interested in Solana over here. So if we look at Sol, it's showing a bit more strength than some of these other altcoins we just looked at, like Tau and Doge and CRV, which are all extremely weak. Solana is a little bit stronger right now. Okay, here's that important pivot. Notice how price dropped through it over the weekend. Bounced off of $125. It just front ran the quarterly open. Just front ran that level. And now price was able to reclaim that important pivot level over here at $140. So this is a little bit stronger. However, I'm still not necessarily fully convinced that this is ready to just go and blast off back up to like 200. I said it many times here, live streams, videos, but in my opinion, Solana peaked. Okay, it peaked fully at the launch of Trump and Melania in January. Right, Solana had a heck of a run. You got to give it credit, going from the lows over here at $8 to 300. At this moment in time now, on the daily time frame here, I have it labeled out, but I'll just clean it up so that you guys can really see it. What do you want to look for? If you're a bull, you need to see Solana quickly reclaim this previous swing high at $168. It must reclaim $168. Because if not, where will it go? It will go to the range lows, which are again near $100. So there's a lot of reasons to be cautious, right? You had this support. Price had a major breakdown through support, closed below it. Now we have basically a bearish retest right now. So for the bulls to come back, you need to flip 168, the previous swing high, because if not, range lows near $100. Book it. Simple stuff. If this happens, then that. If not, it's cooked. All right, we just went through a lot of different charts, guys. Let's see how long we've been going for. I mean, we've been going for 30 minutes straight of only TA, live TA, unscripted, going through this. If you guys are enjoying it, smash up the like button. Let's go ahead and go over some news right now. Let's get through the news. So first news I want to share with you is a tweet from Agent Chud. This is another one of these crypto Twitter accounts that pop up, and you know, they just they just tweet what they want as an anonymous character and say wild things. But anyway, Agent Chud's a pretty funny account, but they're very bullish right now. Okay, so he's looking at the others chart, which of course is just the total market cap outside of the top 10. It's essentially an altcoin index chart, others. And Agent Chud is saying that Gigapump is incoming, and he's highlighting hidden bullish divergences, right? And then he says that bears are about to get blown out. Now, usually I'm on the bullish side, saying the bears are done for and the bears are going to get blown out. But currently, if you guys haven't noticed, I am the bear. So we'll see if I do get blown out. But if we look at others right now, it doesn't look bad, okay? It's holding the weekly 200 EMA. The kind of concerning thing is if you stack up others versus Bitcoin, it is looking really bleak. Okay. Why do I say that? Well, this is the weekly time frame, and we had a 6-year trend on others versus Bitcoin going back to 2019. So this is a 6-year trend that has been confirmed broken. This is a confirmed broken 6-year trend, right? We have the trend line. Start here. First touch. Come back down to it over here in May, June. We close below it on the weekly. So yes, others in and of itself doesn't look bad. But others BTC has been damaged substantially with that loss of that 6-year trend. This is the lowest altcoins have been since like the inception of the market, basically, when Bitcoin dominance was like 90% or whatever. Talking of Bitcoin dominance, here it is. Here it is, boys. Almost at 66%. And it's likely going to come up here and hit our 66% level. All right, it's likely going to fill our red box up here up to like 66.4. So no top for Bitcoin dominance. Remember, we talked about this weeks ago, how we needed to see a weekly closure beneath the key swing at 63. Look, the analysis is simple. If I say it needs to happen, it needs to happen. It didn't happen, telling us that this is not topped, hence why it's going to make new highs now. All right, so for Bitcoin dominance to top, yeah, it had to lose the key swing down here. It did not. So yeah, let's see what happens at 66 to 67%. But in general, it does not look ready to drop just yet. However, I think it's very close. There could be the scenario where Bitcoin dominance drops and, Bitcoin drops as well. And altcoins don't really perform, or maybe we get the altcoin season. With how this cycle has gone, it's really hard to say. So we're just going to monitor this. We're going to monitor the situation here on Bitcoin dominance. That's really all we can do currently. Because we could be a broken record and keep on trying to call it top. But we know we need to lose the key swing. And anyways, it's at the level that we've had for like years at 67%. So this is probably very, very close to topping out on Bitcoin dominance. But we're going to keep watching it closely. Let's keep moving through our news. So in breaking news, this has happened today. But anyways, the U.S. Director of Federal Housing, he tweeted out today that he wants to make the United States the crypto capital of the world. So he ordered the great Fannie Mae and the Freddie Mac, who issue the mortgages in the United States, to prepare businesses to count cryptocurrency as an asset for a mortgage. All right, so if you guys weren't aware, if you're going to go buy a house in the United States and you're going to get a mortgage, if you're not going to buy it in cash, right, you're going to take out a loan, you need to show proof of income, you need to show proof of savings, right? And you need to have the money in your bank account for longer than a 3-month period of time in order to qualify for the mortgage. All of these different kind of little rules. What this is proposing right now is that you can use crypto as an asset that would go towards your saving amount, right? That you can show to your mortgage loan officer, and they'll be able to give you, the loan, maybe a better rate if you have more savings, right? Better interest rate. So this is insane. This is absolutely insane. There's a lot of memes around this happening because, right, if we look at this meme right here, right, here's Neo, here's Morpheus. But Neo, this is a meme, obviously, but he's saying, so you're saying someday I can sell my fart coin for millions of dollars? And Morpheus says, no, you idiot. If you have enough fart coin in your wallet, they have to give you a mortgage, LMAO. So yeah, that is what this means. If you have a crypto wallet with tons of money and it's all in meme coins, maybe you'll be able to get a mortgage with that really, really risky collateral or proof of assets, right? This is insane stuff. It's pure political theater. It's really to get retail stupid bullish. And yeah, it's funny. It's quite a funny thing that's happening right now. And the memes that follow are also very, very funny. Let's keep going through our news. So anyways, I don't follow most of the people on crypto Twitter that a lot of you guys probably do follow. This guy, Dr. Profit, he's got hundreds of thousands of followers. And this guy, Crypto Skull, as well. Like, I don't really know him. I don't trust him at all. But I thought this was interesting, so I want to share it with you guys. So this guy says that he rarely shoots people in the space, right? He doesn't like to attack other people, he's saying. He says, but he said he's going to, I don't know, whatever. Basically what happened, this guy, Dr. Profit, was telling everyone to hold. And then when the war happened over the weekend, he panic sold everything and all this ridiculous stuff. Like, guys, I hope you have good discernment and you know who is solid and kind of who gives information that you can kind of follow along and learn from and who doesn't. Most people don't. But anyways, this is the part I found interesting. He said that he thinks he sold his account to market makers. He thinks Dr. Profit sold his account to market makers. This might confuse a lot of people who aren't familiar with this game, this crypto game, but this is a very real thing that has happened a lot over the years. I'll share with you right now some big accounts that also sold their accounts to market makers. One of them would be the very infamous, everyone knows him, probably the most relevant would be Secrets of Crypto, right? He's the guy who came up with this cheat sheet, right? He's the original founder of this cheat sheet that everyone steals now. But anyways, yeah, this guy, he's not active, and when he tweets, it doesn't sound like the old him, right? So here's an example of an OG who used to provide a lot of value, who left the game, and he sold his account because market makers can use his account to confuse people. Another really popular one would be Pentoshi. Also sold his account to market makers, in my opinion. If you followed him in 2021, it's a very different vibe. So yeah, I mean, if you don't know how to spot this stuff, you won't know what's what. But yeah, I mean, this happens a lot, guys. Like, big accounts with hundreds of thousands of followers, they're not tweeting out to like try and like help you, right? Just keep that in mind. But yeah, I never really listened or followed Dr. Profit at all. So if you guys did, well then take what he says with a grain of salt, especially going forward. Now moving on, we have a meme from Crypto Charlie or BTC Charlie talking about the current times, right? Here we are in 2025. Now this industry started out as, you know, a lot of people getting together for positive reasons, right? Such as the banks and the Federal Reserve, you know, really them controlling the money is not very fair, you could say, and they can just inflate it to oblivion, right? So that's why a decentralized peer-to-peer cryptocurrency is ideal. So back in 2017, people were here, they were aligned for the same reason, right? They all believed in a greater vision for the financial system. And of course, with the ETFs going through in 2024, that whole dream is long gone. Central bank digital currencies are a stone's throw away now, right? So we were Chads in 2017. Here we are in 2025, and it's declined rapidly, right? Very synonymous with society in general. It's just been in a heavy decline. So here we are, right? Meme coins, everyone asking the banks and the government to buy their coins, completely against the original ethos of crypto. Every altcoin is filing for an ETF, and you know the the skinny neck pigeons, they want regulation, they want government intervention, they want the daddy government to protect them. So yeah, I mean, things have really fallen off quite hard since 2017, but here we are in 2025, and it's a stark contrast for the reasons we were originally in this market for. Anyways, moving on now. So some talks that Iran is still going to continue their nuclear facilities, and they're going to restrict international inspections of their nuclear facilities. So There's a lot of debate on whether those airstrikes were successful. Trump says they were. Who knows? I think it's all theater. And also, so a lot of talk about peace agreements between Israel and Arab countries. We'll see. We'll see what happens. And in other news, we have Coinbase soon to launch perpetual style futures on July 21st. So, and CZ also said own 0.1 Bitcoin. That's the new American dream. It will be much more than the value of a house in the US. So if you don't have I agree. I think if you have a quarter of a Bitcoin, 0.25, it will put you in the 1% of the world's population. In terms of like every person on earth, like the billions of us. I think a quarter of a Bitcoin will put you in the 1% rank. So you'll be able to buy it at a significantly lower price towards the end of this year, early next year. Significantly lower, over 50% lower in my opinion. But keep that in mind going into the future. It's a good idea to have some Bitcoin stacked away if you haven't come to that conclusion on your own at this point in time. But that's our news for the day, guys. Let's go through our live chat. Big shout out to Green Chili Pepper. He says he's patiently waiting for altcoin season. I mean, Green Chili, me too, man. But with everything I've gone over today, especially the altcoins, how they're just leading right now. They're leading the move down and Bitcoin is lagging behind substantially. It doesn't really look like altcoin season is that imminent. I hope I'm wrong. Again, to anyone who might have joined our live stream a little bit later today, guys, the bull case right now is for USDT dominance to make a move up here to 4.9%. That would likely send Bitcoin down here to 102, 103K. That is a very important level for the bulls to hold, first of all, because if this is lost, we're probably going to the yearly open. Okay, so if 102 is lost, we're likely going to like 93. And at this point, right, this is a 12-hour level. Right, we talked about we can isolate the full candle, and then we can get super specific by taking this wick to the top of this 12-hour candle body to refine the area inside of this 12-hour fair value gap as well. But the bull case is a move down into this zone and then a new all-time high. Easy invalidation, right? Stop loss beneath the low at 98K. I hope this happens, because if it doesn't, it does spell some really, really bad stuff going forward for the remainder of our summer. We're in the dog days of summer, lads. We are in the dog days of summer. 4th of July is right around the corner. And if Bitcoin doesn't show a lot of strength really soon, well, yeah, the summer, stick a fork in it. It's probably done in terms of bullish markets. Hopefully I'm not too bearish right now, but that's just what's going on. Shout out to Shajir. We got Fiat Hater as well. What up, Fiat Hater? Good to see you. As well as Lee J. What's up? Bullish on Parade. What is going on, man? FBS says, now that we've closed above 107, are we now back in the buy program and the good times? No, not necessarily, FBS. So the close above 107, I want to reference what I shared here in the Mastermind. But I said 106,900 has to be flipped back into support. And the key thing I said here was preferably on a higher time frame close like the weekly candle of this week. Okay, so on the daily right now, we're above. Let's go extend this, right? Remember that previous level over here from the 3rd of June at 106, like 900 or so. Let's just extend this to the right. Okay, right? We're back above it right now. We had a daily close above it, but It really depends how the week shapes up, okay? Because like I've just shown you with USDT dominance, we're looking for 4.90%, likely to send Bitcoin to 102, which would be back below this important previous swing high at like 107. So that will be the real test because it's Thursday. So this needs to happen. This needs to happen before the weekly close on Sunday. And we need to close above 107 by Sunday. And I really do expect this move to 102 from here. I really doubt it's just going to eat through this 108K resistance area. All right, so let's make it super clear for everyone. What am I expecting? I'm expecting a move to 102, 103. I'm going to look for a long to a new all-time high. And I don't necessarily expect it to play out, but I want to have... If it's going to go make a new all-time high, I think it will look like this. Okay, so that's what I'm planning for. If it loses 102, I fully expect the yearly open as well as the daily 200 EMA, which is currently at 94K, to get hit. So not necessarily back in the buy program and the good times just yet. Not quite yet. Shout out to Renum19 as well as Angel from Vancouver and Livin' La Vida Crypto. Shout out to Jasper. Matthew Black, Fred James, what up, Benjamin H, as well as Eric Royston and All Day Dre. What is going on? And we got Corey Nealon saying to smash the like button. Shout out to Guts Motors telling everyone to smash that like button. Shout out to Charge It to the Game. We got a Bro. Bobo needs ETH to pick up. Real quick, back to Ethereum for anyone just joining in. Right, with Ethereum's move to the weekly supply zone up here at 2,500, a big fat rejection on this daily candle right now. If this is going to, trade higher and break out of this range, clear this range high up here at 2,800, it needs to get above this weekly supply zone. And for any meme coin, especially on Ethereum, like Bobo, it needs Ethereum to pump. So yeah, we'll see how we go. Let's look at Ondo, and we will have to chart this live because Ondo is not necessarily a coin that I keep constant tabs on. So let's see what's cooking here on Ondo. Well, what's cooking? I'll tell you what's cooking. I'm going to make this quite simple for everyone. So let's use our quarterly open, all right? Let's make this super clear. This is for Green Chili. He requested Ondo in our live chat. But our quarterly open is over here at 77.8 cents, all right? Quarterly open, this red line. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop a horizontal just so we have it clear in white. So we know the exact level that I'm referencing right now. 77 cents, 77.81. Similar to many other altcoins we've looked at today, like Tau and Dogecoin and CRV, many others. This is the same exact thing. Okay? Like horizontal support, over here horizontal support. Now what happened? Last week, price broke down through this very important horizontal support. It swept these lows down here at 65 cents. And now what did price do over the past few days? It retested that previous support as resistance. And what happened? It wasn't able to break through it, at least not here in this first attempt. Okay? Here on the 12-hour, you can see a little bit better, right? Remember, the white line is our important let's put a label on it. Text SR flip. All right. We now have a label on. It says support resistance flip. So on the 12 hour, again, we have a little bit of a different picture. Let's get rid of this. That's old. Price came back into the support resistance flip above Monday's high, tagging the quarterly open this time as resistance, and it's been rejected from it. So for the bulls, this is a partially taken daily time frame order block inside of this daily time frame fair value gap. Right, your Monday mid range is like the level to watch for this week right now until the end of this week. So for Ondo, this is 71 cents. So for anyone who took the Monday high deviation short trade, right? Price came above the Monday high. For anyone who might have taken this short trade, your main target would be the Monday mid range over here. Okay. Now here's the thing. In order for this thing to trade higher, it's got to reclaim some previous swing high levels. The most relevant one that I'm seeing is going to be 84 cents. And then there's also up here 92 cents. But right now, let's just keep it simple and say 84 cents as a previous swing high. This thing is not going to put in any substantial rallies unless it can reclaim one of these previous swing high levels. First one at 84 cents, also the monthly open. If it can't reclaim, it's cooked, and it's going to go hit 50 cents. Yes, 50 cents. I'll say it louder for the people in the back that might not believe me. 50 cents. Yeah, like, guys, you have to understand the magnitude of the situation right now. The fact that the damage can be repaired, right? We can see crazy buying volume come in, and we can see all these altcoins reclaim their previous swing highs, right? It can definitely happen, but just take it as it is, okay? They all, not all of them, but most of them lost really, really important levels. Just today and yesterday, they came back and retested them as resistance. It's a bearish chart. So, yeah, look for the Monday mid-range to provide a bounce. Line that up with USDT dominance. But the most likely scenario is probably to see downwards continuation and fresh lows. Unless we get saved this week by Bitcoin with a very strong close. It's the only way things are going to change. I mean, we have to monitor the situation, basically. Not sure. This is gold crash incoming. I don't think it will be a substantial top. If anything, I think it will be a dip to buy, and you look to sell gold in a couple of years. We got Sniff in here today. Sniff says, you think Topuria is going to chin DeBronx, Charles Oliveira? Yes. I think Ilya Topuria is going to remain undefeated and knock out Charles. I do. Ilya's special, man. Ilya's different. He's special, and I would not bet against him. I became an Ilya fan when he knocked the lights out of Bryce. He didn't really knock the lights out of him. He submitted him. But when he beat Bryce Mitchell, when he finished Bryce Mitchell, I think that was late 2022. I was convinced Ilya is going to be like just the phenom, and he hasn't let me down since. So, yeah, I think Ilya will win and beat Charles this weekend. Insane fight card. I can't wait for it. Jasper says, are you still bullish on crypto and alts Q4? As of right now, it depends how everything plays out, right? Because if we do have this situation where like Doge goes and grabs the key level that it front ran in April at 12, right? If Tau goes and hits its level, right? If these altcoins hit these major levels, there's going to be money to be made 100%. But yeah, in general right now, I am looking for kind of lower prices across the board. And we got Bergen County Real Estate in the building today. What up, Bergen County Real Estate? All right, so a few more of these charts. We have Ethereum versus Bitcoin. And this was pretty significant. This could have been used alongside 5.25% USDT dominance over the weekend. But on ETH versus BTC, on the weekly time frame from May 2020, this little demand block was left behind. And basically what happened was twice price completely disregarded it, down and then up, right? It left fair value gaps behind where that weekly level was. And then what happened on Sunday was price went and finally took that liquidity in that weekly level. All right, so this could have been used as confluence as well. But at this point in time, the level is taken, okay? So if we're going to see an altcoin season, which I've kind of explained my posture, I don't really expect it to happen here in the immediate short term. Of course, we need Ethereum to rally against Bitcoin. And if we look at this right now, right, we had this significant swing high. That price could not close above it all in the weekly. So we just dumped down. We took this level. This needs to now rally and close above this swing high on the weekly. It needs to happen. Otherwise, it's just going to be more of the same. It's going to be more of the same for altcoins of just chopping around pain, basically. Just more pain. So, yeah, I mean, it needs to happen soon. It needs to reclaim the monthly, close above this level, and start to gain ground. Okay, it needs to start to gain ground. And you can see on the weekly here with the yearly open, around 3.5 million Satoshis per Ethereum. At the yearly open, there's a weekly supply zone. Okay, so we need to see some moves towards these levels. Otherwise, we're just going to stay in this pain for eternity on altcoins. But hopefully that's the fuel, right? Hopefully this weekly could be the fuel, but it's way too early to tell right now. One more. Let's go through a popular altcoin. And let's go through Hyperliquid. Okay, so Hyperliquid is obviously a very popular coin. It was the most profitable crypto airdrop in history like 8 months ago. Right? If you just used the platform a few times, you would have gotten hundreds of thousands of dollars of Hyperliquid tokens airdropped to you. If you held on to them, it would have turned into millions of dollars. All right, so Hyperliquid gaining a lot of traction as the go-to perpetual exchange, and the token is integrated in that ecosystem. But if you look at what happened over here over the weekend, price came in, it tested the lows. However, there's still, this is the week, let's go to the weekly. So on the weekly time frame, before, if you guys remember, I had this daily fair value gap on my chart. Okay, I used to have just this daily fair value gap, and price came back into the daily, and we saw a significant bounce, right? What was the percent on this? 25%. Like I said, most altcoins just bounce 20 to 30%. You had price sweep the Monday high, reject. All right, but for Hyperliquid, it doesn't drop like these other coins. It doesn't drop as hard. So what I expect to happen, I think we'll see this weekly fair value gap get filled on Hyperliquid. And just for specifics, this is from $30.63 down to $28.29. I'm expecting this to get filled on Hype. So if you want the buy zone for Hyperliquid, it's the weekly fair value gap, okay? That's what I would go off of right now. But yeah, I mean, guys, we went over a lot of different charts today, a lot of different altcoins, and the main scenarios that I'm expecting, as well as things that need to happen if we're going to pump. And this move here on Bitcoin, right? If this was really the trend reversal to new all-time highs, we went over exactly what needs to happen for that to come to fruition. All right, so we have a concrete game plan in place right now. We are locked in. We got our trading plan in place. We're ready to go. All we need to do now is be patient and let the market essentially guide us on the moves to make next. All right, so I hope you guys enjoy this live stream today. Yeah, plans are in place. Let's see if we do get that move on USDT dominance up to 4.90%. That's a 12-hour level. That would line up with Bitcoin to 102. That's the level to long for ideally a move to new all-time highs. If we lose that level, it's not looking good. It's not looking good at all. It's bad news bears. But anyways, hope you guys enjoy this one today. Smash up the like button. And of course, subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed to the channel. Follow me on X or on Twitter. And if you're serious and you want more updates, apply to the Crypto Empire Mastermind down below. Anyways, guys, also one last thing. If you are interested, all right, this is still in a setup phase, but if you're interested, guys, use my Blofin link in the description down below. Sign up through my link, my affiliate link. There's some big deposit bonuses. And then you can join an exclusive group where I will be sharing trade setups and market analysis only for people that use my Blofin affiliate link. All right, so check that out in the description down below. But that's all I got for today, everyone. Hope you enjoy this one. Have an amazing rest of your day. My name is Connor from Crypto Empire, and I will see you in the next video. Peace out.